Hey, welcome to New York State Manufacturing Now, a podcast powered by FuseHub. I'm your host, Steve Melito, and today we are at Shenango Valley Technologies in Sherburne, New York, and we're about to speak with Sean Baker. Sean, welcome.
Thank you for having us today.
Excellent. So I guess maybe to start with, we'll talk a little bit about the room that we're in. Some of the folks that may be listening may hear a little noise in the background, and I thought that might be a good way to start.
Sure. We are in the CVT conference room. This is where our correspondence with new customers begins. The noise we hear in the background is our 3D printer. We keep that in our conference room so customers and startups can come in and see their product come to life in front of them.
So, Sean, let's talk a little bit about the Shenango Valley Technology story. How did you get started, and how long has CVT been in business?
My father started CVT 47 years ago as a tool and die shop. We became a full-service molder through the purchase of Madison Plastics in 1995 and continuous improvements.
Today, what kind of products do you make, and which markets do you serve?
CVT is a full-service custom injection molder supplying most industries. Our products include design, prototypes, tool and die, and plastic molded parts. Our end product, in most cases, is an injection molded part. Our volumes range from a few hundred pieces well into the millions.
You said you're an injection molder, and there's a lot of injection molders out there. So what makes CVT special or unique?
We handle all phases of the process in-house. When a customer meets with us, we have design, tooling, and production all under one roof. This saves much time and makes CVT responsible for the entire process. I recall in the past when we were a standalone tool and die shop, we would have meetings with new customers, and there would be a tool and die business, a design service, and a molding company all meeting together, and they each have their own scope of work and their own responsibility. It's easy in situations like that to point fingers at each other if the process does not go as smooth as we would like. At CVT, all of those industries are on one payroll in one building under one roof. We are the sole responsibility for a project.
Excellent. So from the customer's perspective, it's truly one-stop shopping, one source.
Yeah, it is. And when we have customers tour our facility, they can see every process in our building.
And so that one-stop shopping, if I can just do a little plug for FuseHub, we kind of work under the same model, which is manufacturers come to us looking for assistance. We can connect them to a lot of different resources. And the reason I mention that is from the FuseHub perspective, part of what we see with CVT and what makes you different is that you work with startup companies. What's that been like?
We have learned to give customers budget pricing as early as possible. In some cases, startups are surprised that their idea is affordable and they can get started very quickly. In other cases, the more complex designs are not within their budget and they must find financing. Our goal is to have options for most budgets, and we are excited to work with startups. Many times we can meet for just a few minutes and it may send the startup back to the drawing board. In other cases, they may be surprised at how affordable their venture is, and they can get started right away.
In terms of working with startups, what advice would you give to them? In other words, what advice would you give to startups that want to come in and work with CVT?
Please meet with us as early as possible and have an open mind with their design. Many times startups, they have their daydreams about their part design, but it's not always moldable, we call that. So meet with us, take our advice with part design if possible. Sometimes certain design characteristics are required to make their part operational, but if they come to us with an open mind and early in the process, they're likely to be very successful.
Okay, so it helps to come in early in the process, helps to work with you, and you have the expertise clearly after being in the industry for so many years.
Yes.
So Shenango Valley Technologies also works with established manufacturers. What are some of the challenges that these companies face, and how does CVT provide solutions?
Plastics is a very competitive industry. Our solutions include running difficult-to-process jobs and jobs that require more energy. Thanks to low-cost electric, we are very competitive with thick wall plastic parts. I mentioned that we run difficult to process jobs. Having all phases of the process here allows us to troubleshoot jobs very quickly. And we also have the expertise and experience.
Great. I suppose that helps with the lack of trying to blame someone else, right? Everything happens here. Everybody can communicate with each other and you can get it done.
Correct. We are one team, and every member of our team seems to get along well.
Good.
That can be demonstrated with a quick meeting with our team here at CVT.
So, Sean, a lot of manufacturers across the state are concerned about workforce. For you, is it challenging to find employees here in the Shenango Valley?
Finding experienced help is difficult everywhere for a variety of reasons. We have been fortunate to find skilled help. We currently have 2 trades in the New York State Apprenticeship Program. My value as president is to grow and maintain our team through training and respect. My office door is welcome to all employees who have questions about CVT. So I guess to better answer your question, it is challenging to find skilled workers everywhere. I believe our experience is better than most because we do our best to treat our employees fair.
So CVT has a long history. Where do you see the company in 5 years from now? For example, are you thinking about adding new services?
Our services in 5 years will be similar to that of today. Our software, technology, and personnel will update as the industry demands. I am confident right now with all of the services that we offer, there's not a need to add to those services. I like to concentrate on the ones that we do now, and I believe we are better than most in those services in our industries. But we have to keep up with technology.
So earlier I made a little pitch for FuseHub, and we're the statewide manufacturing extension partnership center, and we connect manufacturers like CVT to lots of different state-funded assets. Have you ever worked with any New York State-funded assets? For example, AM&T, one of our sister organizations, is just down the road in Binghamton. Have you ever talked to AM&T before?
I have talked with both FuseHub and AM&T in the past. I support both organizations' efforts and look forward to more correspondence in the future.
And so, Sean, before we close, is there anything else that you'd like our listeners to know about Shenango Valley Technologies?
We welcome visitors who would like to learn more about plastics. Please, anyone who has a startup venture or would like to learn more about injection molding, tooling, and design, please call anytime to set up a visit. I'm proud to show people through our shop. It's nice to have a bit of advance notice. We do some work with non-disclosure agreements, so to give a full tour, if we have a few day heads up, we can take the time and go into much detail with a tour.
And we're out here on a beautiful day, and it's worth the drive, right?
It is.
Okay.
We do appreciate your visit today, and we look forward to more correspondence with your team.
Outstanding, outstanding. So we're here at Shenango Valley Technologies, CVT, in Sherburne, New York, and we've been talking to Sean Baker about his company. And on behalf of New York State Manufacturing Now, the podcast powered by FuseHub, my name is Steve Melito, and I thank you for listening. Oh, one thing before we head out. If you are a manufacturer, a startup, inventor, or entrepreneur, and you're listening to this and you need assistance, go to www.fusehub.com, look for the Solutions Program menu, and you'll find a menu option there where you can submit an online request for assistance. You can do so 24/7 any time of day, and someone from our organization, probably me, will get back to you. So again, on behalf of New York State Manufacturing Now, I'm Steve Melito signing off.